Hello friends, welcome to Drone Tamizhan, the one-stop point to learn all about drones. Have you ever looked up at a flying drone and wondered, what is this? How does it work? How are these made? Well, you are in the right place. In today's video, we will dive into the exciting world of drones. What are drones? Why are they called drones? A bit about their history and the components used to build them. So, are you ready? Let's take off and explore this fascinating world of drones. Let's start with the basics. What are drones? Why are they called drones? Are we even calling them by right name? Let's break it down. Technically, anything that is operated remotely can be called a drone. For instance, the remote control cars you may have played with as a kids are also a type of drone. But when it comes to flying machines, their technical name are UAV or UAS, Unmanned Aerial Vehicle or Unmanned Aerial System. So, where did the name drone come from? In English, male bees are called drones. Early UAVs made a buzzing sound similar to bees in flight. So the military informally started calling them drones. Over time, this term became widely accepted. It became a new name for an unmanned aerial vehicle. Types of drones. Drones comes in many types depending on their use. Here are the four main categories: UAV, Unmanned Aerial Vehicle; the drone which can fly in the air, UGV, Unmanned Ground Vehicle; the drone which can travel in the ground, USV, Unmanned Surface Vehicle; the drone which can move above the water surface, UUV, Unmanned Underwater Vehicles, the drone which will travel under the water. Let's learn little bit about history of drones. The concept of drone dates back to 1917 during World War I. Archibald Lowe, a UK scientist, developed the concept of remotely operated aircraft. Although it was experimental, it laid the groundwork for the future drones. By World War II, drones started playing a crucial role. Shall I tell you one interesting news? Did you know that an Indian scientist tried making drones even before the Wright brothers invented the airplane? If you know his name, mention it in comments. There are many types of UAV. Depends on type, they have a different name. We'll focus on major ones. Multi-rotor drones. How many number of rotating parts are there in a drone? Based on that, they are categorized. For example, if there are 3 motors in the drone, it's called tricopter. Similarly, if the drone has 4 motors, it's called quadcopter. 6 means hexa and 8 means octa. Commonly, you would have seen quad, hexa or octacopter in real life. For example, in marriages, they are using mainly quadcopters. Similarly, in farming, hexa or octacopter drones are used. Main advantages of multi-rotor is it can hover in one place, but it cannot do long-range missions. It's because the power consumption is pretty high. Next type is fixed-wing drone. It's pretty simple one. You guys would have seen this already. Why I am telling this? It's because most of you would have seen the aircraft, right? Miniature version of that only is fixed wing drone. It can fly for long distance continuously. It's because rotors are not used here for flying the drone, instead for moving the drone. So then, how it is flying? That totally depends on the wing design and shape. What is the physics behind it? We'll talk about that in upcoming videos. Next is these both drones. Whatever negatives there, we have to remove and we have to add both parts. So for that, one new drone is invented. That is called hybrid VTOL drone. This drone will be taking off vertically, and once it reaches a certain altitude, it will switch to fixed wing mode to fly. It's hybrid, so it can hover also and it can cover long distance also. Using this concept only, air taxi, eVTOL are developed. For future transportation, it's going to be a major breakthrough. Next type is nano or micro drone. It's very small in size. For example, we can even keep this in pocket too. It's used for close range inspection, spying or indoor operations. It's very compact, so for stealth operation it will be very useful. Like this, there are lot of types of drones are there. Whatever we covered is major types. If you want to know more about other types of drones, let me know in the comments and I will make a dedicated video for this. First and one of the most important components in drone is drone frame, because all other components going to fix above this. There are lot of types of drone frame. Depends on type of drone. Drone frame will vary. Second is flight controller. The brain of the drone is flight controller. For example, if you consider the quadcopter, in that all four motors, when to rotate and which RPM to rotate, how to manage the stability, everything is controlled by flight controller. Behind that, there is a big physics called flight dynamics. Without knowing that, we are using it. That much it simplified our work. There are lot of brands, types in flight controller. Pixar, Ardu Pilot, FPV, KK2.15, even you can use Arduino or ESP32 as a flight control. Next is propulsion system. To fly the drone in the air, this is also important part. Mainly in propulsion system, three components are there. First one is motor. In this also lot of types are there. Brushed motor, brushless motor, coreless motor, like that. Similarly, there are lot of brands also there in the motor. For example, T-Motor, Hobby Wing, Ready to Sky, Emax. Like this, so many are there. How to select them? Which motor should be used for which application? We'll see everything in upcoming video. Next is ESC, Electronic Speed Controller. This is used to control the speed of the motor. The third one is propeller. In simple term, you can consider like a fan blade. By fixing this with the motor and turning it, it will produce a thrust. With that, only drones are taking off. Next is power system. Typically involves batteries and a PDB. You all know what is batteries. In drones, mainly LiPo or lithium-ion batteries are used. PDB means power distribution board. In drone, not all components require same voltage. Some may require less voltage, some may require more voltage, and not all components will be placed near battery. So supply the power respectively. The PCB of PDB is introduced. Next is GPS. Actually, we have to call this GNSS, but we will not discuss about it now. GPS is the common name, so we will go with it. The purpose of this one is to find the location of the drone and to automate the drone and do some missions. It has some part of working stability of the drone. Next is sensors and payload. Why we are making the actual drone? We are not going to fly the drone for the time pass, right? It has to carry something, one camera or some weight. If it has a camera, it's for survey or photographic purpose. If it carries some weight, it can be used for delivery purpose. Like this, in payload, lot of things are there. Video camera, night vision camera, thermal camera, oblique camera, LiDAR sensor, multispectral, hyperspectral, the list is endless. Other than this, there will be some sensors will be there for safe flying, landing and guiding through rough terrain. For example, detect and avoid sensor, ultrasonic sensor, optical flow sensor, like that. Each of these components we'll see one by one in upcoming videos. That's it for today, friends. I hope you learned something new. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends and subscribe to Drone Tamizhan.